be honest with you, that's the one thing that keeps my hope alive right now, is that something can happen. Anything can happen in history. But I want to get back to one of the first things you said, which you talked about listening to the 1952 convention, this extraordinarily rambunctious, violent, almost crazy, and all the passionate irrationality. And I think one thing that a lot of us feel today is that, are we going through something new? Is what we're seeing out there unprecedented? That this threat to democracy, the nature of this candidacy of Trump, is this really something unprecedented in a way that many of us feel it is? Or is it just because we've lost perspective on how crazy the past was as well?
No, I think this is unprecedented. I mean, you can find strains in the past, all kinds. There's a Huey Long strain.
Right.
There's a Pat Buchanan strain. Pat Buchanan actually ran Trump's campaign with no money and with a little more intellectual heft.
Considerably more intellectual heft. Pat Buchanan is one of the smartest people I've ever met.
And there's a McCarthyism strain where the respectable Republicans like Robert Taft said, yeah, he's a whack job, but he's helping us politically. So let's stay with him. And that happened until he took on President Eisenhower and was defenestrated. So you can find there's a Tea Party strain, and that's an important one. The where it's not a Republican movement, it's a populist movement with distrust of all institutions. I mean, large ones. But the degree to which the Republican Party has been wholly taken over by Trump, the degree to which his supporters appear to be immune to pretty much any argument, that's different. When the tapes came out at Watergate, and even before that, a lot of Republicans, it was a gradual process where they said, can't keep him there. I look at people who, at least intellectually, have got to have some serious chops. Newt Gingrich, Ted Cruz, and these are not dumb people, but the degree to which they, just kind of brush off these pesky little details astonishes me. And that I think we have not seen. We've always used to say about American threats to American pluralism, democracy, this country bends, it doesn't break. I hope that's still true.
We're certainly testing the limits of that. What is it about Trump that has made this possible? Let me throw out a couple of thoughts I have about it, which is that part of it is at least observing it just anthropologically, kind of religious, and the interaction of religion and politics, especially among evangelicals, and especially I saw this morning in Tom Edsel's piece, the Pentecostal evangelicals around this figure, has made him a sort of almost God-given instrument to change the establishment or to wreck.
Yeah, it's not almost, by the way. I mean, literally, people say at rallies, God sent Trump to save America. They did that parody of God Made a Farmer, where it's God Made Trump. And I think part of it was like of a joke, because with Trump, part of the deal is some of what he says is really dangerous and frightening. And some of it, he clearly is playing. He's trolling. He wants to see how much of a gut reaction explosion of outrage.
The other day he said 4 more years and maybe beyond.
Yeah.
Just no need to do that. But doesn't this get to the sort of thing that we're all grappling with? Is how seriously then do we take him? Is he a farce in a way? Is he tragedy repeated as farce? Is he genuinely a terrible threat? Because I think what people are focused on right now is they say, well, the members of the base would say, look, he was already president for 4 years. We're still here. Nothing really happened. Why you think this democracy thing he's gonna break democracy when we've already tried and tested this theory and it didn't work out?
Yeah, because his slogan really this time is no more Mr. Nice Guy. For one thing, he had a whole group of people around him who restrained him, all of whom, by the way, think he's a menace. And to jump ahead, Andrew, one of the real serious political malpractice acts of both DeSantis and Haley is not to summon all of these people who served in the highest levels of the Trump administration, two secretaries of defense, attorney general, two National Security Council heads, the Secretary of State, all of whom say this guy is an idiot and a danger.